scandalous, and you know enough to handle it. So you're shaking that thing like who's the ish, with a look in your eyes so devilish. You like to dance up.
So that's one of the many viral and hilarious videos that you can find on the FitDadCEO social media pages. Now, though, the OG Dadfluencer is bringing his content to a whole new audience because he is getting ready to release a brand new book. It's called So Dad, It's Good, the ultimate database of cringeworthy dad jokes. It's set to drop in May. First, though, Dave Fit Dad Ogleton joining us now live. And Dave, first and foremost, I had to do a wardrobe change.
You did it pretty quick,
to make
too.
you feel at home.
That
okay?
was well done.
I know not only are you a Powerline fan, but you're a Birds fan because you are coming to us from Philly, and we wanted to make you feel at home.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Wait a
minute. Who's playing in San Fran in a few days? I just remember.
Okay, so now that we're talking about that, my co-host here, my illustrious co-host here, Tony P, is actually a huge Pats fan.
Yes.
So, as the reigning Super Bowl champions.
Hey, you beat us in 2017.
We beat them the last time.
You did, okay? You did, all right?
As a matter of fact. So, do you have any words
so you got one on
any
us.
words of advice for Tony P as he enters this weekend of Super Bowl excitement?
Oh, God.
Listen, if he's a Pats fan, he's seen enough Super Bowls. Okay, I give no words of wisdom to him. All right.
I mean, look, there was a great meme going around. It's like the SpongeBob where they go in the prison. They go, "Don't do the time." Okay, time's up.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Patriots like 6 years away. But let me ask you this, because you're one I hear creators. As a creator myself on the social media stuff, I see you all the time, and I just love the work that you do. Now, you started off by just doing stuff. Your daughter mentioned some stuff early on, and you were like, I want to just kind of see what my kids are doing. Right? You started putting out content. Like that accidental nature of just like trying something new and putting it on there to social media, how does that influence the content you make today as you continue to grow and do books and do wonderful different pieces of content? That experiential nature, how does that influence you to this day?
I mean, a lot of it was in the very beginning just experimenting, and I think that's just what my content always will be. I love trying new things. I love trying new formats, but I kind of stick to the millennial parent dad jokes, and I always try to wrap new things around those topics, and it makes it fun. Honestly, it's like my creative outlet.
I love that. And when thinking about the process of dad jokes, okay, because everybody kind of does them and they fall flat, but yours never do, in my opinion, okay. And this is the internet talking too. What is the anatomy of a dad joke, and how do you deliver one in the best way without being cringe? And I hate that word, but I'm just going to use it for this.
Well, you embrace the cringe, and that's
you got to embrace that.
All right, okay.
This is where
there's the answer.
This is where Tony P and I have to kind of come
part
to
of the answer.
Heart to heart. Is that millennials embrace cringe? Millennial cringe is like a real thing.
Okay.
We were okay with it.
So,
I mean,
what's the anatomy of this?
That's the anatomy of it. It's like you need that cringe, but you also need that good timing for the punchline as well. If you can embrace the cringe and have that perfect timing, it's chef's kiss. You know what I mean? Like it's perfect.
I love that.
So, do you have a favorite dad joke that you are willing to share with us tonight? Not to give anything away from the book too much, but.
Oh yeah, you know what? I had one ready just in case.
Just in case.
And I have it here, and I have my book here as well.
Love it.
I keep hearing that you should try, a corduroy pillow. They're really making headlines, I guess.
Okay. Again, delivery like very deadpan. I like it, like solid, like it's like Norm Macdonald. You have a really good delivery of that. You just kind of let it happen.
Absolutely. And
That's
you know,
good.
one of the things that I love about you is I have been a fan of yours since before I was a dad. Now I am a new dad, 4 weeks old as of Saturday. And so congrats. I really am kind of leaning into my cringy dad joke era. So this is exactly what I need in my life.
Yeah, I mean that I love the messages that I get, especially about the dad jokes, because I will get messages exactly like that, where people will say, "I can't wait to use these jokes as a dad." And then like now I've been doing this for almost 6 years. I have people coming back to me being like, "I'm a new dad," and I'm able to now actually like embrace that cringe, embrace that dad joke, mentality. And it's crazy how far it's come in 5-6 years, and I guess the longevity of what I've been doing now is awesome to see people kind of progress with me as well in their lives.
Okay, so while you are willing to embrace the cringe, and while you are willing to lean into the dad jokes and things like that, obviously you are a family man. How does your family feel about you kind of taking on this very public persona and leaning into this role?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, again, I started 5 years ago. It was cool for about 5 seconds then when I started to kind of blow up online, and then now it's kind of just like, oh, okay, yeah, we saw you, Dad. We saw your last video. Yeah, cool, that was funny. And so they enjoy it. They enjoy the perks that come with it. I'll just say that, especially the older ones, like the teenagers. They really embrace just milking every bit they can get out of those perks.
I love that. Now, when thinking about, parenting, and you have a wonderful family and you have, kids of different ages, like how has parenting influenced your creation process in different generations and trying to reach millennials and Gen Z, and I think it's Gen Alpha now, some of the new generations. Yep. Like, how has parenting helped you keep that content to go across the board so everybody can really enjoy it? Because it's intergenerational for you.
Yeah, I mean, well, we have everything from a teenager. We literally have high school, middle school, elementary school, and a preschooler right now. Right. So it's easy to pick and choose, what kind of content I want to like curate that day, because it's all happening at the exact same time. So a lot of the content that I make is inspired by just either things that are happening in our own lives or that I know are kind of like pain points for parents right now. Right now we have all this snow and everyone's kind of stuck inside. Right. So, that's an easy thing to make content about. So it's honestly a lot easier than people think. It's just how can you hit on those parts to not depress parents so much, but make them laugh.
Right. And then you talk about not depressing people, because social media can be a depressing place. It can be angry. Mm-hmm. You have the manosphere. And I really want to talk about that for a second, because I view you as a bright light in social media where you bring that warmth. Like, when you look at the manosphere and the masculinity stuff that we're seeing with parents and young men, like, how do you see your role in really in putting out a good, a really solid role model for young men out there and aspiring fathers out there? Because we don't have a lot of role models for young men out there right now.
I think it's just to be able to look at ourselves and say, you're not going to be perfect. And if you mess up, it's like, don't be one of those people that doesn't know how to not accept that you messed up. Everyone messes up. And I think we all try to cover up these mess ups so much with like ego and everything else. And I think especially as guys, we do it a lot. And I know I was definitely someone who I never wanted to be wrong about anything. And as a dad, it's like the hardest way to try and parent. So if you can work on letting that go, I think that's probably honestly the best advice that I can give for any new dad, any dad that's, to be, or even anyone that's kind of like struggling in that area.
Love that.
So you have also used your voice and your platform recently to speak out for causes that you obviously feel passionate about. And, one of your recent posts was basically saying the first comment you always get whenever you post something political, for example. What is the reaction like when you take a stand, for a lack of a better phrase, for something like that? And why do you feel like it's your responsibility to speak out about things that you feel strongly about?
The responses I get, I'm kind of used to now. You know what I mean? I'm able to brush those off at this point. But the reason why I choose to speak up now is just because I was one of those people in the very beginning that was very guarded about what I talked about, because I was building a business and I was, just basically protecting that business. But at the same time, I started to gain such a following that I felt like I had a responsibility to speak up about certain things. And I also have, 6 kids, and I want to make sure that they're, being raised in a world that is going to help to protect them as well. So I feel like it's sort of my responsibility to speak up about those things.
When you look at the influencer, content creator business and profession, what do you think is one of the biggest things that is misunderstood about what we do with social media and putting it out there to the world? Like, what is that thing that you think people get wrong about us?
That we're constantly on our phones. I think for me anyway, like I think people think that I'm just like on my phone 24/7, and some days I can be, but especially if I'm
me
just
too.
like, really making time. Yeah, some days I definitely can be, but I think the misconception with a lot of people is that like the old influencers, like the pre-COVID, I think influencers were always recording everything. They were always trying to get content. Now it's more people are like curating their content where, we're actually treating it as a business. A lot of us are, and we're writing our concepts out, writing our scripts out, and then doing the content all in one day.
Right.
And some days it's like I just don't even want to like look at my phone. So it's I think that's probably the biggest misconception is that we're always constantly on our phones.
I love that. And you've done a wonderful job of like pivoting and like starting new series by doing that.
Well, Dave, let's talk about the fit part of the Fit Dad CEO. We focused a lot on the dad part.
Yeah, we did.
You're a father of 6. You're a full-time content creator. You wrote a book. How the hell do you find time to stay in such fantastic shape as well? And what advice can you give Tony P and I to try to work this into
I don't want to go to the gym.
We're so bad about it. We complain about it all the time about how bad we are about trying to stay in shape. And meanwhile, the two of us are shoving pizza in our face at 9 o'clock at night.
The beach is nowhere for me.
I mean, the fit part is something I'm trying to like re-embrace again actually this year, and for me personally, it's always been just an important part of my life. It was always part of my adult life, and I make time for it. That's all. You know what I mean? I took some time off in the last few years, and I really was just like, I don't want to work out, I don't want to eat good, I don't want to do any of it, because I was doing it for so long, and now I'm like, okay, I'm 41 now. I think it's time for me to get back somewhat. You know what I mean? Right. So I work out about 3 times a week. I don't do anything crazy, but it's basically just to, drop some pounds, get a little muscle on, and it's only about an hour workout every day that I work out, and that's it. And I'm back to work.
It's so relatable because we see the last few years, the fitness and the manosphere. It's all these like crazy workouts and supplements, and I just think that your voice is needed to really just be a palate cleanser for that, because it's so bad out there right now. But let me close with this question. If anybody's out there that wants to start creating, whether they be someone who's a dad or someone who's just starting out there in college or whatever, what would be your biggest advice to them to putting great content out there, but also being fully authentic and sincere? Because we always hear about authenticity. We don't really know what that actually means sometimes. What would be your greatest advice for people who are starting out to be truly authentic in this business?
To be relatable, honestly. It's if you're going to put content out there, the best way for it to get out there faster is to find something that's not only relatable to you, but relatable to other people, and try to make it as broad as you can, but find something that you enjoy making. Like when I started doing my dad jokes, it was I found a way to deliver it in a way that nobody was doing, and I just kept doing that over and over and over and over again until I found something else to add into that, and it just kept growing from there. So start out with something that you enjoy talking about, but is relatable to other people as well.
Love that.
Dave, quick speed round here, okay? A Delco kid here talking to a Philly guy. So
this is gonna be a battle.
Well, first of all,
I'm Delco, dude.
Are you really? Where'd you go to high school?
Yeah,
See?
Ridley High School.
Okay, I went to Bonner. My brother's in Springfield right now. I went to St. Andrews and St. Louis and Yaden for a while too.
Nice.
So, okay. So, I'm only basing this off of the fact that I have a Superman tattoo and you have a Fantastic Four and Iron Man thing behind you. DC or Marvel?
Marvel.
Favorite cheesesteak?
Ooh.
Oh, geez. I just had one down at Reading Terminal Market, and I can't remember.
Oh, nice.
Peppers and onions on it?
I can't remember the name of it, but it'll come to me as soon as I get out of here, I guarantee you.
All right. Do you want to keep Nick Sirianni around?
Yes.
How are the Phillies going to do this year?
No comment.
Oh, don't do that to me.
All right, I have one real speed round question.
My daughter's name is Harper.
Oh no!
Listen, hey, you guys stole Schwarber from the Red Sox. Okay, so you know what? I have no sympathy
from
for
the
you.
Nats. The Nats stole him from the Red Sox.
All right, good point. Sorry, I mistimed that one. See, my baseball isn't that good. Now, who would be your inspiration comedically? Because I know there's a lot of great comics from Philadelphia who really could do jokes and entertainment. So, who would be your inspiration, whether it be from Philly or anywhere?
So one of my all-time, I'm staring at him on the wall right now, is Will Smith. I'm the biggest Will Smith guy. I love his entertainment. I love the way that he's been able to go from acting to music to movie to comedy. He just does all of it. So if I was to say anyone, I'd probably say Will Smith.
Love it.
That's fair. Kevin Hart, Will Smith, FitDad CEO, Dave Ogleton. I mean, they're all right on the same level to me.
Yes, sir.
Listen, if people want to not only follow you, if they want to get a copy of the book, talk to us about how they can do it.
All right, so the book is available May. Oh my goodness, why am I drop? I'm forgetting the actual May 12th. So you can grab a copy or 5 and have it ready for Father's Day. And you can find me on social media at FitDadCEO on all platforms.
I just saw the title. I just figured out that joke in real time. Just figured out what
it's the database that really clinched it for me.
It's so good.
I knew I had to have that in there at some point.
It's perfection. God. Dave, thanks so much for spending some time with us here tonight. Go Birds, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for having me, guys.
You get 6 months.
Thank you. I know, Tony. All right, well, we're going to